What's up, guys? This video has to be one of the most requested videos in my channel's short history. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Without further ado, here are my favorite things to eat at Disney World. Let's do this thing park by park, starting off with Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is probably my least favorite park for food, but it should be noted I've only been there twice, and while some of the stuff I've had was decent, we had a very bad experience at the only sit-down place we ate at, the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. The service was awful. The ambiance is alright, but Kelsey ended up getting food poisoning from the very mediocre food. So I would say steer clear of that place. But there are some good things there. They had some really cool Star Wars themed cupcakes. But let's be serious here. What park doesn't have awesome cupcakes? As we'll get to later in the video, there's an abundance of awesome cupcakes. The best thing at Hollywood Studios no longer exists to the best of my knowledge. Sweet Spells used to feature an amazing carrot cake sandwich cookie, and from what I hear, Sweet Spells has closed down for refurbishments, and I'm not sure if that sandwich is available elsewhere in the park, but if it's not, you can skip Hollywood Studios. Next up, the Magic Kingdom. The Magic Kingdom is the most iconic of all the Disney World parks. It's the mothership, it's the hub, it's the place everybody goes to first, and it's probably because it's the most kids-centric park of the four. But don't write off Magic Kingdom just yet, okay? Booze is very hard to find. From what I hear, there are some places that serve it, but compared to the other parks, it's pretty dry. And like I said, it's made for the kids. It's not for you to get wasted, all right? Let's stay focused here. We'll get to the booze later. There is a lot of good food at the Magic Kingdom. I mean, look at that cinnamon roll. Is it not a thing of beauty? You can get that at Gaston's Tavern. If you ask real nicely, they'll give you extra icing. Sleepy Hollow is always our first stop for breakfast. They have all sorts of cool Mickey-themed waffles, depending on the season, on different flavors. Frontierland and Adventureland have the famed turkey leg. And don't forget, if you are in Adventureland, get the Dole Whip. The Plaza restaurant on Main Street has some awesome food, as well as the adjoining Plaza ice cream parlor. Hope I'm getting that name right. They serve Edie's, but the sundaes are very fun. Speaking of Main Street, not just on Main Street, but pretty much most places in the parks, you're going to be able to find these confectionery shops. They have some hit or miss stuff. If it's not Mickey-shaped, steer clear, especially the cookies, not that great. But pretty much every Rice Krispie treat or fudge or things like that, or peanut cluster, things like that, have always been good. This is the croissant donut from Be Our Guest. Now, this looks really good, and it was pretty good, but unless you're a huge Beauty and the Beast mark, I suggest skipping Be Our Guest. From what I hear, it's one of the most popular places. It's really hard to get into, and outside of the cool setup, the cool ambiance, the food is nothing special at all. We're going to finish out the Magic Kingdom with two of my favorite things, not just in the Magic Kingdom, but just that I've had since I started really exploring Disney's food. First off, the Cheshire Cat tail. This thing is awesome. It's like a chocolate croissant covered in icing. And unlike most chocolate croissants, it's packed full of filling. And in my opinion, a real hidden gem of Magic Kingdom is the Crystal Palace. Now, if you're well versed in Disney, the Crystal Palace is no secret. But I think a lot of people making arrangements for travel will write off the Crystal Palace as a kiddie-type attraction. Yeah, you get to meet Pooh and his friends, but there's also amazing buffets. The breakfast buffet in particular is the best breakfast buffet I've ever had. Now you're probably saying to yourself, Eric, what am I looking at right now? This is breakfast lasagna. Pancakes and French toast layered with bananas, caramelized bananas, and pastry cream. Yes, it's just as good as it sounds. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the great Mickey pretzel. It's good for a picture, but it also tastes really good as well. Next up is Animal Kingdom. Adults, now we're getting lit. Animal Kingdom has something for everybody, okay? For the kids, there's Avatar and Dino World and all sorts of cute animals. And for us grown-ups, there's lots of barbecue and plenty of booze. I hope you like pulled pork, because at Animal Kingdom, they put it on everything. mac and cheese topped with pulled pork from one of the food stands, which I don't remember. Flame Tree Barbecue actually also has a different macaroni and cheese topped with pulled pork. We had them both, and they were both absolutely delicious. Next up, this is one of my favorite things ever. It's Dole Whip plus booze. That's right. That is a Dole Whip float with coconut rum. Absolutely fantastic. And as far as I know, I believe the Animal Kingdom is the only park that serves this particular treat. This is the Rainbow Crumb Cake from Pandora. Initially, I wrote it off as just kind of a little gimmick. I thought it wouldn't taste that great. It would just be a visual trick. But as a matter of fact, it's some of the best crumb cake I've ever had. It's hard to describe the flavor. I'm pretty sure it was just like almost like a fruity cereal type crumb cake, but it was absolutely delicious. Remember what I said about the pork? Yeah, well, it comes in more variations, just pulled. You can get it in chorizo with some egg and a beautiful breakfast burrito. This thing was awesome, and you know, a lot of the food's very expensive in Disney, but for the most part, the portions are very generous. And last but certainly not least, this incredibly cute Mickey-shaped cinnamon roll. It's not nearly as good as Gaston's, but if you're like me and you have a weird compulsion to eat every single Mickey-shaped food item in all the parks, then, well, I'm not going to stop you. Finally, Epcot. Epcot is by far my favorite park for food and the park geared most towards adults. Ironically, this is the part of the video that features the least amount of pictures from any of the parks. The reason for that is that the best food available at Epcot is available during the festivals, whether it be Food and Wine or Flower and Garden. The festivals are seasonal, so I felt it was unfair to post pictures of food that you may or may not be able to get at this time of year. That being said, no festival is better than another. The food is always good. The booze is always plentiful. And yeah, you're going to spend a pretty penny, but trust me, you're going to get such a wide variety of tastes and flavors. You'll probably get day drunk. You'll have a blast. Trust me on this. But I figure, why not drop a few pictures in here for poops and giggles. This is a caramel pecan bar. You get this one in Germany. It's awesome. And wouldn't you know it, the best ice cream available in all of Disney World can be found in France. Alright, time for a bonus round. Where to find some awesome food outside the parks. First off, the Contemporary Resort. Inside the Contemporary is the Contempo Cafe, and while their savory food is pretty darn good, the real gems are in the bakery case. You'll be able to find an assortment of amazing cupcakes, including but not limited to this monorail cupcake. But the best thing available at the Contempo Cafe, and probably one of the best things I've ever had at Disney World, is the peanut butter pie. Now, in reality, this is more peanut butter tart than it is peanut butter pie, but I'm not going to complain because it's spectacular. That topping is like peanut butter cookie dough. There's a peanut butter custard inside. The crust is amazing. It's just really, really good stuff. It's so good that I ate 3 of them in 3 days during our last trip. Disney Springs is another non-park area that I recommend dropping by, if for no other reason than the food. There's a Sprinkles Cupcakes location in Disney Springs, and while I think their cupcakes are a tad overrated, good but overrated, you need to try the ice cream and cupcake combinations. There are a few combos better than that. While I have yet to try an actual burger from Deluxe Burger, I can vouch for the really, really good donut breaded chicken nuggets and the spectacular milkshakes. The Disney Boardwalk features one of the greatest ice cream companies in America, and we are so lucky here in Florida to be able to just drive up the road and try it. Ample Hills is a must. This is Hash House A Go-Go. It is not related in any way, shape, or form to Disney World, but it is awesome. It's Southern comfort food. They have an amazing brunch. They got great pancakes, great waffles, all kinds of meat, some really good drinks. I highly recommend it. And finally, no video regarding the food in the Orlando area would be complete without a shout out to my girl Celine at Valhalla Bakery / Valkyrie Donut. Not only are these some of the best donuts in Florida, they are the best vegan donut that I've ever had. There it is, guys. The first and will probably be a long line in Disney food videos. Cam is going to be at Disney a lot as he grows up, and so is his sister. So as time goes by, I'm sure I'm going to try more and more food stuff, but I hope this video was informative and entertaining, and maybe I'll see you at the park sometime. Thanks for watching.